I'll tell you, actually what we hear from a lot of these voters more than anything else is people are bored by Trump.
Republican pollster Sarah Longwell is talking about former Donald Trump voters.
They're bored with all of the drama. They're tired of the insults. They're tired of the lies about the election. They want to know, what is somebody going to do for them? They want to know how they're going to handle the economy, handle inflation, and they're interested in a new pitch.
So Longwell's anti-Trump organization, the Republican Accountability Project, is delivering that pitch.
And so what we're doing is taking Republican voices, Trump voting voices, and elevating them so that is a signal, basically, as a permission structure for other Republican voters who are Kamala curious to say, you know what? Just because I voted for Trump or just because I identify as a Republican, I'm interested.
The push also features more than 80 billboards of former Trump voters saying they will now vote for Kamala Harris. The impact seems to be greatest with working class women.
You'd be surprised how many of them are thinking about this race in sort of an entirely new frame. They like Kamala Harris. I mean, we're seeing with sort of non-college, white working class women, a real openness to her. Now, some of it has to do with abortion as an issue, but a lot of it is that they just feel like she's for them, is something that we say, that she seems normal. They like the choice of Tim Walz as the vice president.
It all adds up to a ticket that seems to former Trump voters as refreshing, less dramatic, and more focused on the future. Traditionally, the time period after Labor Day and before the November election marks the home stretch in a presidential campaign. And the data shows that a lot of Americans only start tuning in and paying attention now. So the ads will be coming fast and furious. And never mind political action committees and independent organizations supporting Harris or Trump, the campaigns themselves have started filling the airwaves. The Harris campaign has reserved more than $370 million of ad time for the final 9 weeks of this race. Polling data shows that cracking down on price gouging, making groceries more affordable, and lowering the cost of housing resonates especially with moderate and independent voters, particularly suburban women. And again, many of those voters supported Donald Trump in the last election. If Kamala Harris can run up her margins with that demographic, she can then afford to lose some of the white working class men that seem to gravitate to Joe Biden in 2020 and that Donald Trump is trying to attract now. In any case, the key thing to remember with attack ads is that they are designed to suppress turnout. So if the anti-Trump organizations and the Harris campaign can depress support for Donald Trump, that's helpful to Democrats, even if the voters stay home and don't cast a ballot. A real-life example of such a voter appeared on this day on CNBC. Former Republican Senator Pat Toomey of Pennsylvania spoke about the competing Harris and Trump economic plans, but said there was no way he would vote for Donald Trump.
Well, I voted for Donald Trump.
I know
twice,
you did, but
16
but
and
we're
in
not
2020.
talking about.
But
You
when
didn't win in
when you
2020.
lose an election and you try to overturn the results
We
so
all
that you
are
can stay
familiar
in
with-
power,
we all are familiar
you lose
with-
me.
we're
You
all-
lose me at that
okay,
point.
Then
So
you'd prefer Kamala Harris.
Hold on.
You would prefer Kamala Harris.
I acknowledge that the outcome is a binary situation, but my choice is not.
Okay.
I have the choice, and you and I are just going to
What if it
disagree on
came
this.
down to one vote? And it was yours that put Kamala Harris, then it is yours.
It is an acceptable position for me to say that neither of these candidates can be my choice for president.
It's going to be one
well, okay, so it's
28%
probably,
corporate taxes, 45% capital
I get it.
gains,
So the
unrealized
answer to
capital
that,
gains.
Sounds good to me. I believe the rich should be paying more and that the trickle-down theory of letting the wealthy keep more in the hope that it trickles down to everybody else, that theory doesn't work. And by the way, when it comes to overall economic success, the track record over the past 50 years favors Democratic administrations, not Republicans. History doesn't matter so much, though, to a lot of voters. They are going to make a decision based on what they see and face right now. And for the moment, polling shows they see Donald Trump as exhausting and don't believe his predictions about doom and gloom if Kamala Harris wins. Even more embarrassing to Donald Trump, some of these voters supported Trump in 2020 and 2016, but they have grown tired of Donald Trump, find him boring, and seem increasingly open to making a change. By the way, the latest polls show Kamala Harris widening her lead and Donald Trump losing ground.
A very good sign. Exactly what you want coming out of the convention.
It is the polling news about the Harris-Walz campaign that Democrats had been hoping for.
New numbers from USA Today and Suffolk University show Harris ahead by 5 points, 48% to 43%.
The same polling organization in June found Biden behind Trump 41 to 38. That's an 8-point swing in 2 months. The Harris surge is even stronger in specific demographics. In June, 18 to 34-year-olds favored Trump by 11. Now they are with Harris by 13, a 24-point swing. With Hispanic voters, it's an 18-point swing. Among black voters, the movement is plus 17. Check out that video at the link below. It generated a lot of comments on YouTube. One of the most popular is from Invisible Planets, who wrote, "Get this cloak of fear, hate, and division between us all off. Get rid of Trump and make the government something for grown-ups again." I hear you. I look forward to reading your comments about former Donald Trump voters adding humiliation to his crumbling campaign. I'm David Shuster. Thanks for joining us.